So today I figured I would come on and talk about a humidifier that I've tried out because of Kaylee Ellen, one, and because two, I have a lot of high humidity requiring plants. Now I do live in Louisiana, so the humidity is higher naturally. However, inside it lowers and alters a lot from outside. So I'd say outside our humidity is about 80% typically, usually higher. Inside without a humidifier, it would range from about 30 to 50. So I decided to supplement some of the humidity with this humidifier. Now this is the Levoit LV600HH hybrid ultrasonic humidifier. I purchased this myself on Amazon after watching Kaylee Ellen's video as well as a few other videos reviewing it. There are a few negatives listed, but I'll get into that in a little bit. Let's just kind of look at the humidifier in general. So it has quite a few features in the front, which I'm going to zoom in on so you can see it closer. But if you turn the humidifier on, you can set it just to run at 3 different mist levels. And if you see the screen flickering right here, it's just because of the refresh rate on my camera, not because the screen actually flickers. It's a solid screen. So you can change the mist levels from 1, as you can see right here, to 2. I don't know if it'll pick up super well. And then that's 3 right there. So it kind of pumps up a lot more than normal. Now the tank, I believe, is 1.5 gallons, a little bit under 1.5 gallons. No, 1.5 gallons, okay, 6 liters. To fill a pretty large room. Well, right here it says 430 to 753 square foot. My house is kind of all open, so at first I was trying to run this as high as I could because the videos I've watched, people said it lasts about a week with the tank that it has. Our rooms are connected, it's so large, it doesn't really last that long. If I run it on the max setting, I could maybe reach 55% humidity. However, the tank will run out in a day. So we decided instead to set the automatic level at 45, and that'll kind of supplement a little bit of humidity as we need it. And right now it's showing 41% on here, and on my little humidity detector it's showing 37%. So that's the first issue a lot of people brought up, was that this is the incorrect reading. Now, to me it's close enough, just because the humidity is obviously going to be closer to this device versus anything else near it. So I guess if you're in a smaller room, it might read the humidity better. It does say to keep it a certain distance away from walls to read the correct humidity, so that could be something else. Like we talked about, there's warm, which I haven't used too much. That was the other concern that people brought up, asking if it was too warm, and it's pretty warm. To me, it's kind of hot to the touch. So I wouldn't feel safe leaving that on permanently if I wasn't gonna be home, but that's just me personally. Now, the next level is the humidity level, and you can set it from anywhere from 40% all the way to, I believe it's 70. No, it's 80. Okay, so whatever humidity level you set it at, it's gonna run till it reaches that humidity level. And then once it reaches that humidity level, it's gonna stop until it's 5% below that. Then it's gonna kick back on and get back to the top. So it depends how small your room is, if you'll be able to keep up with that humidity level. We set it, like I mentioned, at 45. So once it reaches 45, it's gonna shut off until it's 40% humidity around the area again. It's gonna kick back on and get back to 45. And doing this with a very large room, you can see it just kicked off right now. Doing this with a very large room though, it'll last the tank about 2 to 3 days, and that's a maybe, just depending. The next setting they have is the timer, just to see if you want to set it for a short amount of time. And then auto. Yeah, I don't really use the auto function too much. It's not something that I feel like I need. One side note, it is mentioned, but you can use tap water depending on how mineral dense your tap water is, how much chlorine's in it. Ours is pretty mineral dense, so whenever we try to use the tap water, you just have to clean the machine more often. Now, I wouldn't recommend it because everything around the area had a white cast over it from the tap water. So all of our chairs, I had to wipe them all down. The floor had a white cast on it, so I started using purified or distilled water. And it's a little frustrating for a really big tank like this that runs out, but if you have a smaller room and it lasts upwards of a week, I would assume it wouldn't be as frustrating. I just think I'm going to need multiples of these. If you end up using tap water, this is what will happen if your tap water is too hard. It's not wet and it's not damaging the chair, but this is the residue that's gonna build up. And it kind of just leaves like calcium all over. It's definitely not pleasant. I missed wiping that, so it's a good representation. It does the same thing to your leaves, so you just gotta be careful. Now it actually does break down fairly easily. You just grab the top component, take that out, and then there's this pretty flimsy plastic handle, but if you just pull this up, you can see that it just lifts up. And you would fill it up by unscrewing this portion and adding water into it, and then you'd have to bring it back and place it on top. Now, a lot of people have complained about that kind of mechanic. As you can see from the top, they have two 360-degree rotating nozzles, so you can place the humidity going out in multiple ways. The way my room is set up, I have all my plants kind of to the right of the machine right now. So I just place both of them in this direction to hit my plants, and it kind of goes in towards my alocasia, which is greatly appreciating all the moisture. Someone who likes to add essential oils, it is not recommended that you add it directly into the tank itself, as that will create buildups and cause you to clean it more and then eventually break or shorten the lifespan of the machine. Instead, there's this little area down here. Just pull this out, drop some oil on here, and then pop it back in. Now, you only get like a few of those pads, but I don't really foresee having to throw them out very often. It does dilute the smell of it a little bit, so it's not gonna be as potent as if you actually diffused it into the air with a diffuser in the water. That's something to keep in mind if that's what you're looking for. There's much cheaper things on Amazon. You can ask me, I'll let you know which one I have, and it smells up the whole house with just a very small, cheap device. Probably the last cool option is the remote if you don't want to get up for anything. So you can change everything that I mentioned on the machine right here. I'm gonna set the humidity back to what I had it on, which is 45, which means the machine's gonna shut off. Change the mist level back as well to 1. So it's gonna shut off once it reaches 45%. It's at 43 right now. And something else for someone, if you have this in your bedroom and you're one of those people that are unable to sleep with a display on, you can turn the display off from the remote. You can also turn the display off by holding auto for 3 seconds on the machine itself. So overall, I would say that there are probably better humidifiers for the price, unless you want the electronic aspect of it, the automation and the humidity percent. If I had a smaller room, I would 100% recommend this. Do keep in mind, it is about $70 to $80 depending on the day. I believe I got mine on sale for $70. It's around that price. I'll provide a link below in the description of where I got this product on Amazon, which has plenty of reviews and questions asked on there as well. As far as the volume, that's as loud as it will get. Now, if you do the warm, it's a little louder. But it's so unnoticeable. Like if you're sitting a few feet away from it, it's something that you wouldn't really notice. Maybe just a little trickling of water every now and again from the water dripping inside the tank. But besides that, it's very quiet. I have noticed that my plants are quite a bit happier having this on them constantly. As before, I did have to spray them quite a bit to keep the humidity levels up around some of them, and crispiness was more prominent. But a lot of my plants have been a little bit easier for me to take care of, and ones that were damaged are a little bit easier to keep up with now. One of the reviews, or most of the reviews that worried me the most, is that the machine would break on people quickly. And obviously I haven't had it for too long now, it's just been a week or so, but it seems good to me. They have a long warranty, and if you register online, the warranty is even longer. Now, once again, if you don't want to spend $70, it might not be the humidifier for you. If you have any more questions for me about this humidifier, please ask in the comments below. Let me know if you have any kind of videos you want me to make. Subscribe, like up this video, and I appreciate you watching. Bye!